or something else. I'm looking at Kill Bill for billing, so that's another interesting thing. And it has. I'm looking at Kill Bill. It has for billing, so that's another interesting thing. And it has. It has for billing, so that's another interesting thing. I need to kill Twitch. I hate how Twitch always wants to play stuff back for me. All right, so I want to look at testing via Selenium. We'll explore Playwright, and we will build user interfaces using JavaScript, Svelte, HTML, all that. And maybe we'll just create a form and an API. So I'm building release dashboard, kind of behind the scenes, kind of slowly. We want to build a proof of concept, and then a more robust open source version, and then a enterprise cloud level, so you can host internally. But that's what I'm working on. But today I've got some work to do and a request to show how to build a Java test framework. So we'll get started with that in just a minute. I'm going to post on LinkedIn right now. So I'm going to say, join me streaming on Twitch to build a test automation framework. I can't type, even in the best times. Join me streaming on Twitch to build a test automation framework using java-selenium, Java JUnit, Selenium, Cucumber, rest assured, etc. Going live now. And hopefully every Friday. I need my Twitch link. How do I get to there? Twitch TV channel. Twitch TV channel. Twitch TV. I don't want to report my stream for terrorism or sexually explicit content. I don't want to report my stream for terrorism. How do I just get the link? Maybe I just sexually explicit content. I'm just going to go to Twitch TV/Fiji Aaron. How do I just get the link? Maybe I just sexually explicit content. I'm just going to go to Twitch TV/Fiji Aaron. Okay, so there's looks like a 3 or 4 second lag on Twitch as usual. So let's get started. I hope you love my beautiful desktop background. This is a sketch I did a while ago. I think I posted this on LinkedIn to see if anyone enjoyed it. No one really did. Anyway, I've got an idea. Let's pour it into AI. The idea is we're going to lay off all our employees and make a profit and spit out a solution. I don't believe the AI hype. AI is a great search engine, shall we say, because that's all they do is they index content on the internet and then use a large language model to interpret your prompt and spit out the results, again, using a large language model to rephrase it. That's what they call AI nowadays. I think there's some benefits. If you take unstructured data, one thing I'm thinking of is Jira tickets, and feed it into a large language model, and using your AI, you can then mine it better than heaven knows Jira search can do, and you can potentially help structure that code. All right, so let me look away from you again while I I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm going to, I guess I'm going to start by opening a terminal. All right, I am in the Yurt stream now. All right, in my Yurt stream, so I'm going to create a project. CD test framework, Java. Oops, let's make that directory, test framework Java. All right, so we've got an empty folder. Now I could do like Maven archetype. Is it Maven archetype create? I don't even know. Dash whatever. Yeah. Well, let's use our AI. And so I'm going to open a browser and go to our ChatGPT. Guest mode Chrome. ChatGPT, as they like to call it. I still like to use the initials GPT. I say JSON, not Jason, as well. Create a Maven project from command line empty archetype. Maven archetype generate. See, we don't need to remember commands anymore. So right, this is one way I can do it. Son of a... I've got my fingers mapped to my Windows computer, which doesn't have a Control K or Command K for those of you speaking in Mac keys. All right, so what happened? Build failure. What does my browser say? Yeah, it should be interactive. Generating project in interactive mode, okay. Okay, here we go. Choose a number between 1 and 3,507. Does this tell me what it is? Maven archetype quick start. Is the number for Maven... scratch that. What is the number for Maven archetype quick start? I think it's like 1900 or something like that. But nobody does it this way, right? 1981 or I don't know. Did you come up with an answer? It is not number 1. Spring Boot archetype blank. Well, you never believe the internet, right? All right, so we will we'll pass this, and I want to do nothing. Let's kill this off in about 30 seconds. I'm gonna choke you out. Hey, where's my my music? Did I kill my music? I wanted to listen to my NXS music. There we go.
This is the power since time began.
All right, what was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to do Maven archetype generate dash D. We've got an extra dash D in there. Archetype artifact. Now I'm on a quest to know what this artifact ID is. I feel like it's 1981 or something like that. Group ID. We'll call the group ID your screen. Artifact ID, test automation framework. Version 1.2.5. Default package for your stream. Build success. Okay. Use Maven plugin validation. Issues were detected. I don't know what that means. But what that means in short is that I've got a project and I can launch AssertJ. My preferred IDE for a while. Bring this over here. Bring it on screen. Doesn't want to come on screen. Okay, I gotta exit my IDE and try again. Let's try there we go, dragging it on screen. Okay, let's close this project. All right, so we want to open a project and we want to go to your stream, test framework Java. And here we go, it's in test automation framework. We see we've got a pom.xml. We want to go ahead and open that up. Yeah, we'll trust it today. We'll snag it on over here. And we're gonna make some adjustments. We're gonna make the fonts a little bit bigger for our home audience. We wanna go to settings. I think it's under file. So we go to appearance, size. We will we'll bump our font size up to 20. See how that looks. Let's go a little bit more. 22. Apply. All right, that looks good. And let's see, did that help with our source code? And we'll bring that back up in a second. Alright, so we want to make our source code a little bit bigger as well. Like I said, for the folks back there. Yeah, you get to watch someone play with the fonts in their IDE. All right. So that's going to give us what, like 25, 30 lines of visible code. Let's go a size smaller on that. We'll go down to 20 on Monaco font. Apply. I bet you were watching some fool, wishing you were watching some fool play with NeoVim. 30 lines, okay. We're gonna call this good for now. All right. Get it right to your stream right there, okay. All right, so we start, here's our project, right? We got this idea folder. We'll just ignore that right fast. We don't want to see anything in our idea folder. And then we got our source folder. We've got main and test. So we've got an app. Our app prints hello world. And our app test, well, our app, how can we test our app? Because our app test doesn't do anything except expose a main, static main file. What's going on here? So we've got some old JUnit framework stuff, this JUnit 4 stuff. Now, here's the thing. I wanted to rant about this, and now I have an opportunity. JUnit 5 has no way to structure the test you run other than tags. Include tags, exclude tags from Maven or wherever. That I know of. With JUnit 4, you can add tests to your test suite, and that's what we're doing here, right? And we could do. Does this take a list? Well, it takes a single class, and this is just this app test. But so we've got this single test for this single class. And then we can add tests, right? But JUnit 4's got a lot of problems. Number one, that you can only, well, you can't extend with, you can only run with. So you can only have one setup. It doesn't have as good of ability to inspect things. But in other ways, JUnit 4 is better than JUnit 5. TestNG is another alternative. We will probably switch this over in a little bit, and we will use JUnit 5. Actually, we're not going to mess with JUnit 5 now, but oh whoa, JUnit 3. Okay, we need to have a discussion. We're going to remove this dependency. Probably because I chose some default Maven archetype. So, look, this is framework. Let's delete this whole thing. But we've just got our pom.xml, right? All it did was it created this default package structure, source main Java, with our package that we specified in the interactive mode. Creates this hello world, and it creates this hello test with JUnit 3. Which I deleted it, so that's why we're getting the silly errors. Now it recognizes it. We don't want JUnit 3. So maybe we do want to go back to JUnit 3. So we've got an empty project here. Let's say goodbye to our empty project. Let's delete. I'll hit it with the keyboard. Remove module. Yeah, let's go ahead and go wacky on that. And let's go ahead and make that whole thing disappear, including the parent string. And let's go back to IntelliJ, right? Nobody, well, I mean, lots of people do it, but it's a way you can. All right, I'm gonna install an update over here. Come back over here. So this project just doesn't exist anymore, right? It says remove from list. Goodbye. I've got all these demo stuff going on here. I'm going to just click a new project in AssertJ, and we're going to create a project, and we'll call it a test. We'll call it I don't know what that is. I don't know what the Cherry API client is something else. All right, heading back over here. I think it's trying to create it in a nested folder, and we don't want that. All right, so here we go. We're going to create test framework Java and test framework Java. I know we nested it before when we were using that. We want to create a Git repo, so it'll do Git init, and it'll create a Git ignore. We want to choose Java, and we want to choose Maven. We could choose Gradle, but we're choosing Maven today because that was asked for. And we'll choose a JDK, right? We'll just choose, we'll choose whatever this Temurin 17 is. We could go with do I have a 21 installed on here? I don't even have a 21, but we'll stick with Java version 17. Does 17 have records or just 21? All right, time to ask the internet. Pop this up. Does Java 17 have records? I love records. Introduced in 14, became stable feature in 17. Okay, so I wasn't sure if it was 17 or 21 that had records. That doesn't look like a record. A record is like a tuple. Show example of Java record and talk about how it's like a tuple. In Java, records are often compared to tuples like Python or Kotlin. We can create a record, not a class, and then essentially a record is like a class, but it's just a list or a ordered sequence. You can think of the arguments in a method as a tuple, for example. It has a type, it has an order, and they have names. And then we can see here, so we create a point as a record type as opposed to a class. And then we can do point.x and point.y. This is really useful for things like points that just have some data values, some properties. Or you've heard the word tuple before probably, if you've ever learned SQL. A database record is a group of values that have a type and a name. And so we can refer to a database table as a record, or we can define a mapping to a database table in Java as a record. Again, since Java 16, let's see, record auto-generates a constructor. Now we might want to have a constructor, a default constructor that doesn't take values so that we have no values. Don't be afraid. And it has getters and setters. I hate getters and setters. Just use a different word, right? Have a public property, public string name, or public int x and public int y, and refer to them that way. After all, they're immutable, so you can't change them. And then, if you need to perform a side effect, well, side effects aren't necessarily a good thing, but you could have something that says move point, right? And we can say take move point from 1,1 to 2,2 to move our point up and to the right, hypothetically. if that's correct. And right, move point would do whatever our setter on point does. Right, it might change its ID, or it might re-render something. Right, if we do point.x equals 2, then it will move our point over 1, and then if we do point.y equals 1, it'll move it here, and it'll look like you're playing with the old turtle logo Etch-a-Sketch programming language, as opposed to if you have move point, which will set X and set Y and then redraw the screen and give you a diagonal. Hypothetically, that's the reason why using side effects on mutators might not be what we want, but we're not doing that at all today. Goodbye, ChatGPT. All right, hello, ChatGPT. Let's bring our project over here. Come on, push, push. Because it's full screen, I guess. All right, so let's go ahead and shake things up here. Let's add a couple of windows. So we're going to start with window 1, or desktop 4 is going to be our code. Okay, so now we can have 3 full-size windows. Maybe we want to do it this way. I'm getting used to, well, I'm not getting used to, I'm trying to learn to be an effective streamer. So we'll make each of these full screen, and we'll do the same thing with this one. So now I've got my empty desktop. I can swipe over to Jippity, IntelliJ, and Termagee. All right. External files can be added to Git. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. Don't ask me such good questions. Okay. So, looking at our project that we created with IntelliJ, it looks the same, or virtually the same, except instead of calling it app, it calls it main, and it does the same thing. It prints hello world, and we don't have any tests generated. And if we look at our pom.xml, we can see, well, it does specify our Maven compiler and target and our source encoding UTF-8 to avoid that warning that we get, but it doesn't have any dependencies. So let's add a dependency, right? And that dependency we'll add is JUnit Jupyter for JUnit 5, because why not? And we'll just pick the latest version. Let's actually flip on over here and let's look at Maven JUnit Jupyter and see what the latest version is. It's probably more than 10.2, right? 5.11.4. Let's go with the latest version. Which means I'm going to have to download that. I click my little Maven button here, and it's updated. Okay, so we got the latest version of JUnit, and we've got a test. Now let's I always do this. Let's rename our main class. Well, let's not rename our main class. We're going to create a new Java class, and we're going to call it greeter. Everyone's probably created a greeter, whether they know it or not. And a greeter, public string, we'll call it greet, right? And it will greet, and in our greet method we'll say return hello world. Well, let's start with let's print hello world. All right, so this is our first refactor in our main class. We don't want this hard-coded. This we want to be in the greeter, so we want to do new greeter dot greet, and we can run this. Missing return statement. We'll fix that. Goodbye. That was AI that just corrected my spelling there, or my typing. And it says hello world. How can we test this though? How can we write a test for main, right? So we want to create a greeter test. All right. we can create a test with the @ sign here. It imports this test annotation. Public void test greeting. And so we can do greeter dot oops, we gotta do new greeter dot greet. We run our test and it works. But how can we assert? Well, to assert, we'd have to capture system out, print line, and or system out at least. Capture standard output and assert on that. Let's give Jippity a moment to see if she can tell us how to assert on system out print line in Java with JUnit 5. Because I don't know how. The short answer is don't. The slightly longer as use system set out to byte stream array. And then we can capture it. Alright, so let's try this out. Alright, so we create a printer. Try importing that. It's already failed us. Create a new printer object, a Java IO print stream. What's the printer? Okay. Is it lying to us? So we'll visit AssertJ in a moment. Oh, okay, so printer is our greeter. Okay. Alright, so we'll say goodbye to that. And we'll use var greeter. We could do greeter equals greeter. But we're not gonna do that. Okay. Alright, and then we created byte array output stream because why not? That's a wonderful word for, and a print stream. So essentially, right, this is Java's triple indirection. And then, so we're saying system out, we're gonna set it out to this print stream, which is this output stream, instead of going to whatever the default is, standard output in Java defaults to standard output, or whatever the default output stream on Windows is probably something different because Windows doesn't believe in standard input and standard output. Okay, so now we can do greeter.greet. Greeter greet output to string is let's see what I missed here. Just to string. All right, and then we can assert. We'll start with assert equals because we no. Let's go ahead and assert that output is equal to hello world. Let's check in I don't know how to see my Twitch chat stream, so that looks like there's no chat. All right, so assert that. We're gonna ask the hint. It doesn't know how to find it. That's okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our pom.xml, our Maven project file, and we're gonna add a dependency here, right? And the first dependency was JUnit. The next one is AssertJ core, group ID org AssertJ, and we'll pick whatever the latest version is. Maven AssertJ core 3.26.3. It's always good to keep up to date. That way you get the latest bugs as soon as you can. It's going to download this, put it in my home/m2/repo. And if we look at AssertJ, is it org AssertJ? There we go. And here we go. So the previous version that it knew about on my computer is 3.25, and now it downloaded version 3.26. Whatever, 3. And we can see here, this has AssertJ core 3.6.23.jar. And that's what Maven is telling us. It's saying, hey, look for this file in your Maven repo directory. That's that home/m2/repository. Find org/AssertJ/AssertJ core-3.263.jar and add it to the class path. Right? So if I were doing this by hand, I could do java-cp for class path, and I could do m2 repo org AssertJ core. Oh, okay, 3.26.3 slash AssertJ core 3.62. What's the colon for? All right, right, and then I can, and then I write, so, I'm even right test automation framework. Anyway, I can pass this, and theoretically, I would also pass JUnit 5.11. Whatever version I have, and I can pass those to the class path to the Java compiler, but Maven takes care of it for me. All right. One moment. I think I need some new music. Let's see. I think we need the Doors. Where is the Doors? Oh, it can't load a. It can't load that file format. So let's see what else we've got handy in an MP3 format. U2. You can tell I'm a boy of the 80s, or roughly 1990-ish. All right. Got some U2 Octung Baby playing for me right now. All right, back to what we were doing. Okay, so we've got two dependencies right now. JUnit Jupyter for JUnit 5. And AssertJ core for the latest version. And I just explained how Maven gets those resources. And adds them to the class path, makes them so that your compiler can import what's needed for the project. All right, so now we have AssertJ in our pom.xml. I can import that, and it comes up here. Import. Here we go. Import static org AssertJ core API assertions. Assert that output is equal to hello world. We're almost ready. Now let's run our test and see what happens. We get an error. Let's see what it is. Okay, expected hello world with an exclamation, but was hello world without that. Well, our specification says hello world has an exclamation point. We can see that we just forgot to include it here. We rerun our test and we got something else wrong. Oh, that's where Jippity was telling me about. So there's obviously this ln print line is implicitly doing this, putting a new line character in it. So we can either add the new line because it's expected from print line, or we can do is there an L trim and an R trim? But we add trim here. Not our expected output to trim, but our actual output that we're testing. We're trimming that new line off of it. And hey, we've got a passing test. Eureka, miracle, let's ship it. Let's sync it. We don't need a greeter. Well, wait, maybe we do. Let's rename this org example to com.walmart. All right, Walmart needs a greeter. All right, why is there no delete button on there? All right, so we've got a Walmart greeter. I wonder how Walmart would feel about me testing their app. Yeah, let's test Walmart. Are there any Walmart APIs we can test? Walmart APIs. Walmart Developer Portal. I didn't say that. Marketplace partners, One Piece suppliers, warehouse advertising partners, Sam's, Walmart Commerce Technology provides stores, just ships from store marketplace order. Go local transportation carriers. Walmart API developer. Development environment. Hey Jippy, can we marketplace with a development environment? Let's do this. Instead of setting up an e-commerce system, let's play with Walmart. So let's go to Walmart Developer Portal and my account. Let's register. Let's read what One Piece suppliers are first. Okay. DSC sell their items directly to Walmart to retail. Suppliers can manage their items inventory and more with supplier APIs. Market players can manage items, orders, prices, and inventory with Marketplace API. Which one do we want to do? I kind of want to look at the One Piece supplier because I want to be a What's a DSV? I want to handle warehousing. I want to be a supplier. To set up their business while allowing to work with speed and skill. To get started, let's see this article. All right, we're going down a rabbit hole. Dropship vendors, warehouse and import suppliers. Select my account, select one piece buyer. All right, let's just do it. Get started. Select my account, one piece suppliers US. All right, I'm going to use my secret email. I'm going to do this offline. Maybe I can sell some t-shirts to Walmart. It says, oh, maybe I've got to, all right, let's see marketplace. Go to getting started, Walmart seller, okay. Go through the registration in Walmart seller help. All right, so it's maybe not as easy as I hoped for. Okay, so we go here, one piece suppliers. We can log in, but we can't create an account. So we try the same thing from marketplace. Okay, it's just going to log in. What did GP say? Alright, sign up for Walmart Developer Portal, sign up or log in, register. Okay, let's go to Walmart Developer Portal and sign up. Does it help sign up? Seller help, supplier help. All right, let's start as a seller. How can we help you? Check it out. Register. For API access. Who can use the Marketplace API Sandbox? Sellers who are onboarded to sell on or integrated. This might be harder than I thought. All because I'm using a greeter. Target audiences, marketplace sellers who are onboarded to sell items to Walmart.com and are getting their apps with new organizations. Marketplace learn, getting started. Get the resource you need to start selling on Walmart Marketplace. After completing this course, you should be able to set up your Walmart, complete your onboarding, join Walmart Marketplace. Pro tips, article helpful. Not really. The lesson has all the information you need. Get started today. Oh, okay, it's 41 seconds. All right. All right. Some killer music, though. Lesson resources. How the power of the beginner's guide to selling on Walmart. External URL. Nope. Thank you for your feedback. Okay, so you need to register your company, update your accounts, view reports, manage catalog performance, and more. This is great. External URL, yeah. Read more. According to HBR, 77% for sure shopping through multiple channels. What they're saying is use Walmart.com. Don't buy everything from Amazon. Marketplace sellers, awareness, discovery, research, and comparison, consideration, and conversion, provide delivery, enhance return, measure your impact. All right, got some work to do over here. Restart on that. Get started today. All right. I better do this off screen, I think. Just wants my name. One Shore LLC. Select your market, United States. Ooh, I can do Chile or Mexico. United States and United States. I need my EIN, my employer ID number. Wrong window. Bring this back over here. I'm going to be selling on Walmart, or at least pretending to. Let's bring our music back for me. Arts by Natalie. I am building a test automation framework, and I'm going to test becoming a supplier or a seller on Walmart.com. So that's what I'm doing. How are you doing, Natalie? Let's see. Documents. You guys will just have to talk amongst yourselves while I fill out my Walmart application. Your password must include. Password's good. I've read the terms. Download the agreement. Create account. Invalid EIN. What you say? You know, if this works out, I've been wondering what to do, right? I mean, I'm building release dashboard. But I'm too embarrassed to show my code. And it doesn't work, right? It's kind of a chicken and egg thing. I've thought about, should I install an e-commerce system? Should I create like a CRM toy system in order to be able to demonstrate these things? But being able to use something like being a Walmart supplier and be able to access APIs and UIs for automation. Just sounds like a fun thing to do. Why did it not like my EIN, my employer ID number? Top 4 tools to validate your EIN. Check the SEC's Edgar system. Sounds like a winner for me. I do have an EIN. What's that? Dismiss. Oh, federal tax EIN number. Maybe it doesn't like my dash. It's the wheels are spinning. Check your email. Ooh. You may request again in 25 seconds. I'm checking my email. Expedia, hiring, on site. Google security alert. I could lose access to Junit. There we go. Walmart Marketplace. Verify my account. We verified your email. Go to my account. All right. Aaron.walmart. I don't remember. All right. You set up select the channel, text message. Walmart wants to send me a message. Walmart wants my phone number. Oh yeah, my sister is going to be dropping by to bring us some cookies, some Christmas cookies. Verification code received. Loud and clear. You're all set up. Am I gonna have to handle sales tax and get like a sales tax ID? Maybe I'll only sell to Walmart customers in Montana. Business verification. Libby, Montana, that's where I'm from. Under 100,000. Highest performing category. Let's see, hardware and tools, home decor, horticulture, intimate apparel, jewelry, men's apparel. Maybe I'll just put men's apparel and sell t-shirts. Sporting goods, shoes, seasonal. Yeah, let's go with men's apparel. Anybody want to buy a t-shirt? Let's see, personal information, that's me, Aaron. There's my email. It needs my driver's license. My Montana driver's license. All right. What's my birth date? IRS-issued EIN number. This is probably really boring for you, but hey, I'm excited, and that's all that matters. Let's take a quick look. That's my state. There we go. Alright, needs a copy of my driver's license. So I will take a picture, front and back. Looks like I need to get a signature on that. Is that a watermark? All right, I am going to turn off my video capture and my screen capture. Yeah, I thought that was a blur on the back, and it was the watermark. So I'll get another. Gotta send that to me. I think I'm almost done with my Walmart application. Picture is too big. Tools resize. Adjust size. Let's go with inches with 3 inches. Nope. Let's go with pixels. Let's go with 1,000 pixels wide. All right, let's try this again. edit. Where's the resize option on this guy? Let's go with our crop tool. Just okay. We're gonna go with 1,000. Oops. Replace. Alright, 1 meg. Is that too large? I think we're good. Alright, let's come back online here. I'm officially a Walmart seller, I guess. I'm officially going to be a Walmart seller. Just a quick look here. Welcome here and start selling to millions in a few simple steps. I guess I've got some more steps to perform. Add market details. Manage fulfillment. Select the best delivery method. Standard shipping 5 days free, or value shipping 6 days free. I accept the terms. Let's call the return center one store merch, return center alias. Maybe we'll get back to coding soon. I think I didn't accept the terms of service for label printing. Still says draft. Set up payments and set up catalog. Let me see. That looks good. I gotta click done instead of clicking save and close. Maybe I should automate this process. Managed fulfillment done. So after they're done verifying my business, we'll take a look at this again. All right, so once you filled out the form, giving them your tax ID, your driver's license, all your personal information, your website, then they verify your business. They're probably going to go to my website and say you don't sell products, you sell services, but I'm going to. And then we'll add market details. Don't know what that will entail, but I manage my fulfillment process, which talks about shipping and returns, I guess. Set up payments and set up catalog, and that's what I'll be doing next. All right, so bye that. Let's get started with the introduction. Learn how to register as a seller. Get an overview of how to integrate with Walmart APIs. I love being a greeter. We could have started with the Walmart Open API. Okay, so we're gonna go to. I like how Jippity blocks the links. Like here's a link, you can't use it. But you can actually inspect it, I think, and see the actual URL. Maybe not. You used to be able to. Postman. So I just want to get a developer API, an API key. Get API key. Maybe I should just get started in Canada. Click on My Account, select Login Type, log into Walmart Developer Portal. Click on Add New Key for a Solution Provider. Do I need to log in here? All right, well, that didn't work. Developer Walmart.com. Goes to seller, retail me, link login. Generate key, access is pending. Okay, so here's what it looks like. I get access is pending, payment set up for sellers, shipping complete setup. Now you know my phone number. You can find it on the website too. There we go. API key management. How to set up API key credentials. I'm gonna bring this off screen. Okay, still says access is pending. API analytics. Okay. So I've just got to wait for Walmart. Let's go ahead and we'll say goodbye to this for now. And we need our Walmart greeter to say goodbye. So I'll do one more thing right now. Right, so my greeter test, right, we don't want to do all this stuff. Let's eliminate that line. Right, we just want to test that greeter.greet is equal to it. Okay, so this returns void, so we want to return a string, right? We have no business printing the system out print line here. We can do that if we're building a main function for a console app, but we just want to return our string here. And that way, right, in our main, we can string greeting equals new greeter greet, and then we can do, right now we can print greeting. Run main, and it prints hello world. So this is a manual test. Like I manually ran this, and it ran. And I go to my terminal here, and I can, right, and I can do Java source. Source main Java main. Call Walmart main .java. Now, if I run Java source main Java, it hasn't compiled, but it's actually gonna fail, and it says it can't find greeter compilation, right? And it's not gonna find. I guess I don't have any other libraries. My only other libraries are JUnit and AssertJ. I could try Java-C, and it says it can't find my greeter, so I can do /cp equals all right, maybe there's no equals. So I'm saying add source main Java to my class path, and that worked. And so now I have I was expecting to see a main.class here. I'm like -o a.out. I don't know. So right, it's saying when I try to run this here, it can't find greeter. And maybe that's because so if I Java-C source main Java, you know what's going to be easier is I go to source main Java. right? And so you can see here I've got my main class and my greeter class. So now I can actually do Java main.java, Java main. Maybe I have to do Java Walmart main. There we go. And of course, greeter itself doesn't have an entry point, so it's a library file. So what I did here is I compiled this, and if I do it here, then right. Right, so I can say Java C Walmart main .java. And you can see here it generated both the greeter class and the main class. It looks like alright, now I can do, okay, so I've only got my Java files, and if I Java C Walmart main, and now we can see I've got my greeter class and my main class, and I can do Java execute the JVM Walmart, not Java. Greeter isn't going to do anything, right? There's no main method, so I can't execute it. And main, I can execute it, and it outputs hello world. And if I go through and I edit hello world, I'll have to go through that Java. See, so I'm going to remove those class files again, so you can see I just have that. And now I can actually do, right, because of newer versions of Java have this interactive, right, this is essentially an interpreted version of Java. Maybe not. Okay, so it did, and then if I do -cp Walmart, that might work. But I don't want to do this. I want to use Maven. So now I'm trying to Java main.java, cannot find symbol greeter, and then I want to do -cp dot. Maybe if I compile greeter, so there's my greeter class, and I don't have a main dot class. I don't know. That's not the way I want to do it. Okay, so now I'm in my frame. Right, I can just do Maven clean compile. Warning, warning. Please validate issues were detected with 2 plugins. Let's find out what's going on here. I'm going to pass, I think, -d Maven plugin validation equals verbose. Okay, so it's saying Maven compiler plugin, blah, 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 should declare these Maven articles in provided scope, plugin API 325, Maven model. Declared at locations, Maven core. Is this saying I need a newer version of Maven? Is it Apache Maven? I like 3.999. That's a nice round number. SDK list Maven. So it shows here I've got this is the default. This is also another local version, which was the version I had previously. And we're not going to be touching beta. All right, so now if I do Maven-V, we've got Apache Maven 399. I don't think this is going to take care of my error, frankly. Ugh. It did. And if I do Maven clean test, and it will run my tests. And I have one passing test. You notice we don't see any output for my tests. And we can hop back over into IntelliJ, and we see that when we run a test, the greeter test, we're not actually printing it, so we can print it. And we'll do this var greeting equals greeter.greet, right? This is Java to the core. And then we can assert that greeting is equal to hello world. And we'll test it here inside of IntelliJ. And you know what? I'm always going to run this from IntelliJ when I'm developing. But my CI doesn't have IntelliJ. It's going to run Maven from the command line. So it's a good practice to run it from the command line. And we can see here the output from my test as well. And we can take a look at target. So when Maven builds, right, you can see how it was putting the class files in the same directory as the source file when I used java-c from the command line. But when Maven, by default, it goes to this target directory. So we see target/classes, and then sure enough, we see com, Walmart, greeter, and main. And then if we go to target test classes, so source test Java versus source main Java. Let's take a quick look at that again in our IDE. Right, so we've got source main Java com Walmart greeter, and then we've got source test Java, and we should probably put this in the right package. All right, so if we take greeter test, and we're not doing all that fancy stuff to test standard out, but we're going to say package is com.walmart. To put it in the same package, and we're going to ask IntelliJ to create this package for us. Move to package com Walmart. And here we go. Source, oops. So what happened was it put it in source main Java com Walmart. Now I have a corresponding source test Java com Walmart and greeter test my greeter. We're not going to actually test our main. Although we could do that standard out capture, right? Let's go ahead and add that, just for fun. Oh, I killed it in the browser. And now we don't have to import our greeter, right? Even though the file paths source main Java and source test Java are different, because my Java package is the same, I don't have to import com Walmart greeter. we're in the same package. So that's one reason to keep your test packages similar to your source packages. Alrighty. So here's our test greeting, right? We're going to do a test main, right? New Java class, yep. And we're going to call this main test. We're going to create a test annotation, org JUnit Jupyter API test. We're going to create a method public void test main output, we'll say, and then we'll do the output byte array. Is it byte output array? Byte array output stream, okay. And you know what? We're going to hop back into oh, I totally lost my ChatGPT session. That's okay. AssertJ has a history. Sorted history. So I'm going to take my my reader test, and I'm going to I should have committed my code. I just want to undo my buffer. Does IntelliJ not keep track of my buffer? Yeah, I don't care about main test. Main test doesn't do any of this garbage. See, look, in main test, I can do whatever I want. I just want to bring back, okay. So now I can do this and I can create a main test. I'll go new package com Walmart, and I will say new class, and I'll call it main test. And now I can create a test in here, public void test. Let's just say test system out, okay. And then we'll do we don't have to, oh, and then we just need to do args equals null, right? Because main has system, or I mean, it has string array of args. So in our main test, we're passing nothing because we're not using arguments, okay? And we're checking the output. So this is one thing to think about, is the output stream is all of system out for all these tests. So if system out is happening to print out different things from if my greeter was printing to system out, it would mess up my output check if I was calling greeter or whatever. Anyway, so that's one reason why we don't want to do this to test the output stream. But for illustration purposes, let's try this. Let's move our greeter test here. And now we're doing greeter greet. We're going to eliminate all this so that we can test our greeter in isolation without running our whole program. we can test this single class. Var greeting equals greeter greet. This could also be a string, and this could also be greeter. But I'm new school. I think that's one of the best improvements to Java is that var keyword. And then here, we don't assert that output stream. We just assert that greeting is equal to hello world. We can remove these dependencies. There's a shortcut for doing that. I probably have it disabled, or at least disabled in my brain. Well, let's run this and see. So test system out, and then we can test, right? So we'll add some extra exclamation points here, and we should get a test failure. That's always something we want to check. So our expected has 3 exclamation points. Our actual has 1 exclamation point, which goes to show that we're actually printing out greeting here, and we can actually, right? That's like doing a test mutation, right? I'm changing my assertion to prove that I'm asserting what's correct, and I can do it in reverse, right? So it passes now because it's hello world with 1 exclamation point, exactly what we expected. If we change our source code, then our test will fail, right? So if I add a question mark here, right? It's doing hello world exclamation point question mark by appending this. And now my test should fail and say, yeah, exclamation mark question mark was our actual result coming from our main class, from our system out. So this proves, yeah, we're testing what's happening in system out. That's good. Now let's check our greeter. So our greeter doesn't include any question marks or anything, as opposed to our main. Our greeter test just greets. And now let's talk about one more thing, and I'm going to stop this for today, and then we'll pick up Selenium and Rest Assured later, maybe when we've got Walmart permission, right? So there's 3 steps, right? One is arrange. So in this case, I'm setting up a greeter object. I'm creating a new instance of a greeter. Simplest possible thing we can do, right? Number 2 is we act. I'm calling the greet method on my greeter, and probably no surprise here, we're asserting something. So I do whatever setup is needed. Sometimes no setup or very little setup is needed. And then I perform the action for my test. Usually this should be something small. In a long UI-driven test with many steps, this part of my test might be really big. But if I'm doing things like I'm creating an account, I'm calling APIs to configure something, I'm going through a login process, and then my act is actually what I want to do, or my assertion is actually I want to verify my creation date was today for my account, hypothetically. So I might assert that creation date is between today and yesterday, something like that. So then my act that I actually want to test is that creation process, that registration process. And I might have a bunch of other things in the setup. This arrange step that's done, previously. A bunch of steps before I get to the registration that can be reused. So there's always really going to be 3 different things, even if it's as simple as arranging, creating an instance of an object, acting, calling a method on that object, and then asserting, verifying that a value is equal to another one. We can also do, right, so there's also assert equals, right? That's built into Java. And this is totally valid as well. And we can run this. And that passes, and we can also verify that that this should fail if we modify our expected output. And it says our expected is hello world, and our actual. Notice our actual is actually I want to see my output here, so I'm gonna Right, my actual is this greeting, right? And I'll put this here. So I run this. My actual output is hello world. It says expected is hello world, actual is hello world too. So just to note that this is actually reversed. When I'm using the JUnit assert equals, I think, or the hamcrest assert equals. Expected is first, and actual is second. I don't really like that, and I also like the assert that. Right, it creates this this predicate. I like to think that can be exercised. Right, it creates a wrapper around my output that has all these methods. So this is friendlier to me, and that's one thing I like about AssertJ. All right. I am going to wrap up, get some other work done, and eat my lunch. But this is the basics of getting started. Just to review, we created a Maven project. You can do it using Maven archetype generate, or you can do it in IntelliJ or Eclipse by creating a project, selecting Maven. Our pom.xml looks something like this. We've got our group. We should probably call this group com.walmart. Now, doesn't matter. And our artifact ID is test framework Java, and our version. I can't believe I let this slip in. Dash snapshot my snapshot. Okay. It put in the Maven version, or I mean the JDK version that we specified, which is 17, and this source encoding UTF-8, just to avoid the warning that source encoding was not specified. And then we added two dependencies. One, JUnit, and two, AssertJ, and we just talked about those assertions. This is our Maven pom.xml. We'll add more dependencies. A little teaser is we will add Selenium Java. Oops. And I think 4.29 might be the latest version. We'll stick with 4.27 for now. The main reason you need to keep this up to date is to keep updated with your Chrome driver versions, which is always going to be one or two behind. Just the nature of the thing. All right, so that's our pom.xml. We've got our project structure, right? Our source main Java, where our system under test exists. In this case, it's our greeter and our main class that we execute. And then we have source test Java, where we have the same package structure so that we don't have to import com Walmart greeter or com Walmart main. And we've got these tests. Greeter test does arrange, act, and assert. It's just testing that our greeter.greet method returns our expected string. Our main test, this just shows you how we test system output. This is going to be brittle. Anything we put, like if we put welcome to Walmart, I love you. Now our greeter test is still going to pass. It's going to print welcome to Walmart, I love you. That's for the Primogen. But our main test, I think this might fail. Oops, I didn't run the main test. I ran the greeter test again. So we can see it prints out, I just ran main. I didn't run main test. You can tell I'm getting dumb-gree. Okay, so we expected hello world because that's all that main outputs, right? If we run main.java, it's only outputting the output of greeting. But greeter.greet, this is a side effect. It's actually shoving this to system out and in main test. So now it says welcome to Walmart, I love you. And then it says hello world, right? So there's actually two lines being put to system out. And that's why we don't want to test system out unless we want to test everything that has been printed. What we might do is we might add a spy to watch this output stream if we have something and say we are parsing a file with 100 inputs. Say we're reading a CSV with 100 rows. And for each row in the input, we as we process it, we say it's doing a calculation, right? We've got a spreadsheet that has 1 plus 1 and 1 plus 2. We want to verify that there were 100 lines of output as we're reading that spreadsheet and calculating the sum. That the sum is equal to the expected value in the spreadsheet. Or maybe we want to do something more complex. Then we might put a spy on our output stream and make sure that as we read it, yeah, when we get through, we've got 100 rows of output to our thing. But anyway, again, we could do something like this. Output lines count is equal to 2. And that should pass. And then if we try it with just 1, it should fail. If we removed this from system out print line in our greet method, it passes because, well, it's only printing out 1 line of output. But maybe our greeter constructor prints this out. And so now this is another level of abstraction. I still want to get lunch and get to work. Let's be consistent in our formatting. There we go. Control or Command Option L or Alt, whatever, right? Now it was expecting 1, but now it's 2. So we go back here, we fix this. Notice 1L, it's expecting a long instead of an integer. And now we've got 2 lines of output, right? See how this could be subtly wrong. Like, imagine you're putting some system out debug input instead of using a logger. Then right, and we've got a lot of classes. Say greeter calls something else that their constructor calls a print line. That's going to mess up our output stream. But maybe we want to test something in isolation that does that, and that's reasonable. Usually we don't. We wanna have system out not be what we're testing, and we want the output of a function or a class to be what we're testing. All right, that's it for today. Bye.